Hey there, Joy of the World friends and family. I am Joy, and we're here to take a look at what you and the Freaky Friday. Why is it freaky? Because we tend to call things freaks that stand out. Well, what it is our unique, amazing, wonderful self, and that's what we diving on into here, because we ain't afraid at this channel to be exactly who we are in the center of our golden self, celebrating each of our joy, because joy is our own personal preference. What? Our exuding of the beauty of love and the way it looks flowing through the lens and perspective of our personality and who we are. Now, only one little card is sitting out from the, okay, Sheena Marie, if you're tuned in, it is the Sacred Forest deck. I keep calling it the Sacred Door. Maybe that's what it is. But coming in as standing stones in passage. So today it's a doorway to the magic of you. So it's not just who you are and all you've been standing for all these years. As long as you've been going, it can feel like a really long time, even if you're brand new. But wanting the magic too. Not just the internal, but having it on the external, because that truly is integrity. It's not arrogance, it's beautiful, okay? Because that's what beauty is. The same on the inside as the outside. That's why we call it true beauty. Now, I got this deck. I'm gonna just step on in there, because y'all, I do listen to the messages. I'm like, girl, you ain't crazy. The truth is coming on how you're helping people affirm and confirm where they're going, because it's not what I say, it's about what you hear, right? Power is in the center of your hands, where it all comes together. You are the pearl, the wisdom, and now it's time to be able to move and go in that wisdom. A plan of action seems to be what we're looking for today. So with the passage, a plan of action of stepping into that magic, very much into that golden self, kind of the magician, the beginning of everything, the beginning of knowledge, the beginning of wisdom. So there's this channel, we talk about the fool unto life or the fool unto death. Well, this is the fool unto life, stepping into the truth of who you are, getting to know yourself, discovering yourself. So this could be a passageway of discovery, getting in to know you, because this is not a test. There is no test screen. There is no loud, awful noise. There is no right or wrong, up or down, black or white, logic, reason, any of that. Because you don't have to explain yourself to anyone, especially not to yourself. If you find yourself having to justify, or things rolling through your mind, or scenarios playing out where there is energy against you, or that you're having to feel like, let me explain properly so that I'm understood. Odin is up here going, cancel that subscription. That isn't anything I signed you up for. Now, Odin is also Jove. That is Jupiter. It is the power of your blessing and your privilege. It is a privilege to be you. It is an honor to be you. And how do we step into that energy? Okay, so we're just going to leave it with that sun card. I'm putting the sun right here with the standing stones in the passage. Those stones are like your hand that is right there, a guiding hand. So let's go ahead and we're going to ask Spirit, we're going to ask you for guidance, especially for setting our affirmation, our focus into how we manifest. How do we bring this forward? It's not just about getting things. This is about being at one with our truth, with our heart, with our desires. Number one, I feel privileged to live in my body. Okay, well, that aligns with what Odin was just saying there, is that it's a privilege and an honor to be you, to be uniquely you. You are the only you. Go into any musical artist in your mind, in your mental archives that impacted your life, that got you through a breakup, or your parents' breakup, or an earth-shattering event, or whatever else, or the thing that would help you move on or get your chores done. Whatever it is, pick that artist. Now, if they were deleted, if they didn't show up as who they are in their golden self and their divine, awesome color of you-ness, right? The uniqueness, the universe. If they hadn't showed up, it's not only that would provide a gap. It was everyone that they influenced. There would be a missing piece. You ever read the Shel Silverstein book, The Missing Piece? If not, maybe take a look at it next time you're in a bookstore. Fantastic story. But it wouldn't only do that, it would begin to transform the world in which it came in, say the genre of music. Like if Daryl Hall had not been Daryl Hall, that would have impacted a lot more than just Hall and Oates, okay? Sarah, that's some groove in my heart. I could get some stuff done when that tune is playing. All right, everybody. So we're going to get into I don't know what these are called, but I love them. Since I got my freaky dicky decks out. This one says it's all in your head. Flash over. But that has to do with the 11, the first master number. The first master number. And it's kind of making me think, where were you at when you were 11? How about we cascade back to that point in time? That's a launching place. That's a precipice place. And when I was cleaning up my other decks to move them out from the end of the year reads that I had, that peace and come to the edge is what showed up. So I'm going to split it. We're going to find out what's on top. Oblivion. Open your arms. Open your arms, because 20, this is another precipice of time. It's when you're about to step into legal ownership of who you are in the full rights and privileges. I like that Odin's here because he's showing up to give us those privileges. It is storied that Odin tied himself to a tree, the original hanged man in the tarot deck, in order to get the symbols of wisdom, in order to bring heaven here on earth. So Odin, tell us about this heaven here on earth and the hand that you have, your hand of blessing, your hand of favor, the anointing coming on in. That's what happens when the olive gets squeezed. You felt squeezed in your life. You felt some pressure to try and be something else, to push into the normal and to abandon your nature. Well, I'm calling you back to recover your nature, to stand in the truth of who you are. And you don't have to declare it from the rooftops. You walking and living in your truth is declaration enough. That begins to shake and quake our world with your electric vibe. That electric feel. So yeah, that's exactly what it's talking about here, restoring your nature. And you don't have to be artificial and tape it on. It's going to spring forth from within. What roots equal fruits. This says be prepared. Why? Forget my language. Consonants are substituting themselves. I don't know who has a speech impediment, but it ain't nothing. It is fun. So let's have a good time. Come on in, because I love you too. Exactly the way you are, pure and perfect right now, because you are what? Plenty. Cast out that enough. Cast out the rejection and that pressure, okay? Because when that olive gets squeezed, it knows how precious the oil is. And this is how precious you are. Be prepared. Satisfaction is coming. And this is open wide the gates. And that's not just what comes out of your mouth. Integrity, beauty, right, is what comes from this little notch right here. This is the high heart. This is where heaven connects and plugs into you here on earth. So I want to get a little bit from the tea leaves. Let me see. How do y'all want me to move these about caterpillar? Things will not always be this way. A change is coming. So that means the life support is coming in. What life support is that? The things that love you, success, hello, rainbow. The most difficult part of a situation is over. You are here now. So be here now. Problems to be resolved. Thank you, Odin, for that. It's not just a vote of confidence. This is assistance coming on in. Okay, use your intuition to make beneficial changes. Unicorn sitting here at the bottom. It says, what's underneath it all? You got support coming from both ends. Nothing. They're like holding the pressure off, saying, don't focus on that. We've got you. Isn't anything going to come crush you in the trash compactor? That is a lie. So let's begin to walk this out. You might feel like you're quaking or you're shaking, but it's because it's excitement. Your cells are waking up to the newness and the possibility of the beauty of who you are. So let's get in that support we were talking about here. Ooh, Keter at the bottom. It's talking about the crown, spirituality. You have spiritual assistance coming in for you, friend. So let's step into our freak house, okay? They want 3, so I'm going to bring in the 3 that go with it. 1, 2, you, me, and us. All right, so Rimph, the angel of time, is coming in with the ink pot. Look at this. It is just a matter of time. Those things that seem like spilled milk, those things that seem like mistakes or accidents or interruptions, maybe where meddling, I see some meddling where maybe you thought you were right about there and something came along, energetic or otherwise, and seemed to tip the pot, touch on into and get into your business and start the cycle all over again. Rimph, angel of time. I'm going to need to move this right here. Oblivion is stepping in with those standing stones. Okay, Ralph, give us a little bit more of a clue about this. Let's flesh out a little bit so everybody can wake up to kind of what it means to them, this mishap that was going on. So we're going to step in with a pearl. Tell us about this mishap, Ralph. All right. Oh, I see the symbols in the background. So misunderstanding, for one. You can't know what you know until you know it. So that's very much what this channel is about. It's different than other channels where you may tune in to hear a zodiac, because you are the whole zodiac. That is a belt in the sky of the whole universe. We want you to be more than just the thing that holding your pants up, okay? It isn't about all that restriction. It's about opening up into your wisdom, which is kind of like your crayon box. That's where you delve into the delicious truths of who you are, the character of who you are, the essence of who you are. So I'm seeing some of this cosmic connection coming forth. Patience, cornucopia, and the yin yang. Y'all, there's all sorts of good stuff up in here. And then there's one fugga-mugga trapped up in the middle of it, trying to figure out how you go get back to yourself, or how you go get back what people took from you, or what the situation took from you, or what time took from you. Well, you know what I'd normally toss out? I'm going to stick right here. I'm going to stick it says ink pot. I'm going to stick it right up in the ink spot. This anxiety, this deceit, this issue, this lurking in the lurmkin is the blot itself. It's like a Rorschach. So what's this Rorschach going to tell us? It's going to tell us all this bounty. Look at this, patience, and this has to do with the process, meaning you are in process. It's like when the muffin batter is in the oven, it's cooking, and that timer is about to go off. You are ready. All the work, remember, it was talking about the most difficult part of a situation is over, or the labor part of it is over. And that's why we're moving into the fruits, the golden, the shine, the divine. Look at how much light is penetrating the forest. You cannot hide out from this. It will come find you. The creatures of the forest will bring you your blessings, and they'll be like, chirp, 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 chirp. This is for you. Squeak, squawk, squawk. This is for you. It's going to come find you and chase you down and bless you. Why? Because I say so. I love you. You are loved. You are meant to be here. You're beautiful, and you are a blessing, and you are divine. I am excited about who you are and what you bring forth to our whole world. Even if we never meet in person, you are touching my world right now as your bling bling is zinging up in your head, Sam. I can do it. I am awesome. There are things about me that I like, and I'm like, you should. That's what makes you delicious and divine. Okay. And that brings in the balance. And I love it. It's not the black and white. It's like the light of day and the light of night. That gold is like the flame that carries us in the dark. It is our inside. It is our internal connection to ourselves. We know the meaning behind our decisions. That's why we don't have to explain it to ourselves, because if we explain it to ourselves, we're often explaining it to others, or we're being called into question. And that causes you to doubt yourself. That's the deceit up in here. Oh, we swiping out the doubt of what we're going to hit it with. Rimph is going to be like, see, this is why you tune in. We have a good old time up here. Rimph is like smack down on that, like the WWEFG, whatever the wrestling stuff is. Knocking it out. That's right. Time to knock that out, because you got all this bounty and all this exploration to do of who you are. Community. This is the 7 that you are looking for. It's nothing having to be added together, not enough, more than enough, scraping to save, begging to play, any of that. It is your birthright. What is you will find you. Because if you begin to open to this energy and this information about yourself with your spirit, with your guides, with your truth, okay, your truth, not what's coming out of my mouth, but what you hear in your spirit, okay, that leads you into the way. And look at all this orb, all this support. These are ideas. This is information. This is that knowingness. Kind of like that ink blot you couldn't have known in that mishap or the misinformation. Now you do. And yourself is recalibrating and recalculating what to the universe of you. Your fabulousness. And it seems like Rimph is saying some of these other ones put a hold on because this was coming in with the rainbow. All right, Rimph, I'm going to stack these up under you and let you sit upon that throne, calculating and bringing in the light of truth, the light of day. Okay, and so I see again this card popping up over here. So be prepared. Be prepared for that light of day. Let's see what that's about over here. Air, spirit, that knowledge coming on in. This is like a celestial Six of Swords. Nothing and no one can stop you from being divine. That's the thing. It's a king's highway. It's something that moves. You don't need people's permission or their support or their affirmation of your ideas, is what it's saying, to begin to let it come to life inside of you. Your garden, those seeds are planted, and nature and heaven will begin to nurture you there. Just don't go plucking them out or waving in front of people going, is this worthy? Is this creature be sneaking up? Yeah, just like that. Nasty. Up in your library of knowledge trying to say, don't you come in here? You got to pay the dues. You owe me something. This is your divine beauty, and it has a divine order and a natural way in which it occurs. Just like the bud of a rose, it starts out as this tiny little thing that comes forth from that flower. It gets pollinated, it begins to grow and grow and grow and grow, and then it bursts forth open with this delicious, yummy fragrance. Okay, so Nymph and this angel of time, be prepared. Satisfaction is coming, will prepare us. We see what the fruits are. Now tell us a bit about the roots here. Hey, I am glad you are here. How has your day been? These are timeless, y'all, and eternal, so it doesn't matter when you show up per what date or year it was recorded. This is not about you being late or being on time. Time does not evolve in the pattern that we think it does, all right? So you are wonkavating right into your space of perfection of what? The 10 of presents, the 7 of potions, and the Fool. Let me see what there's. I want to see it from your perspective. It's like a love explosion when you turn with the power of your back, because this is the Fool, but to me, the Fool unto life. This is innocence. Jack had a pure heart, the innocence of wanting to be, oh, I see, we've missed out. We didn't move on in time. We need to be holly and jolly and festive and like that instead of all scary and spooky. But see, to them, it wasn't scary or spooky. You know, I don't know if you've ever heard of like the Seinfeld scenario or the Cheers scenario, that even if you begin to transition, change spaces, it's going to be the same personalities and characters wearing different bodysuits, okay? So when Jack made the return to himself and left behind all these other options of like what you should be, all these other opinions of who or what you should be, whether you've been feeding them to yourself or whether the world's been feeding them to your, Nymph is like, yep, all of it. That done dirtied you up, but that's what living does. It's okay, because we got the heavenly washing machine coming on in here to set your colors straight and to lift you up and return you to that highway. Remember the one we saw, the celestial Six of Swords, that sphere of moving across into the pure, perfect knowledge of who you are? And that's when this explosion occurs. This eruption of your divinity, of your memories, of you seeing life from a whole new perspective. But the beauty of it, it's not just what is going forward, because again, time is not set up the way we see it. It's the wholeness of you, your whole experience. That's where the relief, that's where the liberation. Oh, this your liberation. Liberate, move on over. Lady Liberty, open the harbor and the gateway. We're coming on in to enjoy our liberation. And then with that, that's where the abundance I see, where Odin, Jove, Jupiter, the expansion comes from. The luckiness, the wealth, the prosperity, that type of thing is that whole new lens. The lens that you are loved, lovable, and blessed. That there is nothing wrong with you or wrong with your decisions, okay? It's a matter of beginning to know yourself and love yourself and care for yourself and trust yourself. Now, this might sound all like this and that or whatever, but tune into some other videos. Remember, we're the whole zodiac. Just follow the title and trust your spirit, okay? And it begins to unlock and open these things up. It's not like I'm the teacher. I'm really just the microphone. And I learn too. And it begins to get me excited, and my cells begin to percolate just like that, right? Doing away with these questions, doubts, fears, opinions, and whatever else, and it begins to get you into the truth of who you really are. And those magically match up. Do you know, if you read The Velveteen Rabbit, it's about a little stuffed animal who was loved by a boy. The boy got very sick, and it was back in the day where they had to burn anything that the person came in contact with. So he was thrown out to the trash pile. Well, the boy loved him so that when he was well and of his right mind again, he began to ask, "Where's my bunny? Where's my bunny?" And the bunny's out there all sad, tattered, torn, parts sagging and missing and whatever else, longing for that love. But the magic, this magic, this love came along and began to put it in the right place, because that day, that rabbit became real, became true, became beautiful and alive. And the environment that the rabbit now lived in didn't need someone else to provide that love, didn't need someone else to transport it here and there and everywhere, okay? Kind of like how when we grew up, that rabbit was now in its natural environment, where it had its natural home, food, covering, provision, and the joy of heart of having like-spirited companions, should we say. And remember, that's where that community car was. Where's that? Oh, that's where we about to step on in. Oh, I shoved it to the back. Okay, that's where this community steps in, okay? No more siren song thinking that you're lured into traps and such. The clearing of the mind is when the mind operates in a healthy manner. Those traps can't come. So this is that rainbow. The most difficult part of this situation is over. And let's see who's here. Remiel, ooh, the angel of visions. And you are a vision of loveliness. Man or woman, everyone is welcome here. All of us, okay? This is that new vision being cast forward, and I love it. It's kind of like an award. Those glass fancy awards are like lifetime achievement awards that are mounted up. What's mounted up on you? For your mind to know that you are awarded, you are rewarded, you are not lured, you are not trapped, you are not tricked anymore. And I love that. Look at this one. This one, ooh, what's behind that one? It's putting those old opinions behind you. It's casting it off. It has its own magic. It's not a matter of you having to work hard mentally anymore. The power is in your hand is what it's showing me here. So we have that community card coming in, and the one that said that it was waiting for you is the angel of love. Now I love it. When you look at the number 49 up here, it's right before the 50. The 50 is the Jubilee. Now, might I remind you, you don't have to be 50 years old to have it. This 50 could mean the number of your hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the number of change. And that 0 is the Fool. It is the innocence. It is the open heart. Are you open to change? Okay? Not having to hold it near to covet to yourself, kind of like the little rabbit and the boy. It's when you become one with yourself and the magic brings you together. That is when the fruit comes, because see the bounty upon your head, the blossoms are indicative of the opportunity for the fruit. No more obstacles, no more being held out on. And that being held out on was the ignorance of being somewhere located somewhere other than in yourself. Somebody was up in your house squatting that territory. I'm talking your energetic place, okay? So get into the footprint of who you are and watch it. That's the honey. That's the sweet life. That is the nectar of the blossom that draws in the pollinators. Nature itself is here ready to provide for you, just like the rabbit. Watch the magic happen. I can't get into all the details of it because I'm not here to predict your future, because that would limit your future. You are divine, you are abundant, and there's a force so much larger than me that is in love with you. Okay, so jump on board your joy train. That's why I tell you to click that subscribe button down below, because it is a vote for you. Whose joy? Your joy. Coming into your world, my world, the whole wide world. We're going to sing and celebrate you. Okay, so now we have the ladder showing up. It's saying let's move on into your success, okay? Climbing towards it. This is, again, not efforting, because, see, this ladder isn't like this, where it's at death crawl and your knuckles are white knuckling, clinging on up, and your throat's all tight, like, oh, I hope I make it. Oh, it's so far down there. This is like a day at a time. Anytime you need a baby, good times. Ooh, if you grew up in my era, you know what juiciness that show was. Or like George and Weezy, moving on up. It's a step at a time, a moment at a time. And this isn't just a day at a time. Everything is built one upon the other. So it's just taking those steps, not the right or the wrong. Get that out of here, because this is about you and your preference. This is the beauty coming on in. So I want to see who's coming with it. Crucial. Ooh, the angel of punishment. Now this is coming out to annihilate. This is your guardian. Look at that focus. This is what your focus does. It is going in for exactly what you want. So, and the end of the year read is a collective read of all the signs. It's a very big read, but you can go to the thumbnail about it. It's loading and posting right now because we had some issues, but we didn't have any issues with the read. Now, I believe it was talking to Sagittarius about that you don't have to go through the whole shopping department. You don't have to go through the whole Amazon, the whole whatever else to check everything out to make sure that you get exactly what you want. Those things are being brought right to you. Oh, I did. Check that out. I did just put my hand up on my hip. I'm telling you, it's straight up in here, coming right to you because you're not anything to be solved. You can follow the joy of your spirit right now. That's the thing about your guidance. It's all about right now, in the now. Be here now, be in this moment. Why? Because satisfaction is coming. Life is fully aware. Your hand is fully aware. Magic is fully aware that we have this ongoingness of life. That yes, you'll get hungry again tomorrow. And that you'll have desires later on. That's what this being satisfied in who you are, being in the place of your body, being in your awareness is. When you begin to enjoy today and live today, that's you releasing and blossoming and opening, knowing that there are other blooms, other ideas that you have, other dreams that you behold, other desires that you have. That's the thing about the rabbit in nature. They don't fret or worry about what is to come because that will never come if you're not in the now. And the longer you wait and hold out, the more you will languish and become weakened and you'll become snack for the big bad wolf. Now this channel, the wolf is the wound. Now I tell you, you can have wolf totem or whatever else. It's not about that. It's about these energies that are showing up to let us know where we're at, okay? Because that's very much the Chiron wound. If you're into your astrology, you could look at that place on your chart, and maybe that's a reading that you'll go look up in that zodiac slice of the pie, okay? So Kushiel's wanting to come into the focus of these bit of cards that are right here. Now remember, this is helping you climb toward your success, okay, friend? In your freakiness, in your uniqueness. We have the 30, the garden and the gate. This is another turning point that is often celebrated. It's a goldenness self stepping into where you have the best of both worlds. You have the comforts and the peace of knowing a bit of who you are inside. You don't have to be 30 to have arrived, but you can look at that place where you've been around enough time, cycling through enough with an awakeness, with an awareness of recognizing that, wait, maybe I have a bit more power than I thought I did. Maybe there were some things I thought I wanted that I don't necessarily want anymore. Where did that come from? Let me make some adjustments. So it's just that time of adjusting and being able to realize that this gate is here, but you have the hand, remember, to open and close the gate. You can come in, go to sleep at night, rest your head, get your refreshment, get your whatever else, and then you can go out and traverse those fields and that light beckoning and calling you in. Into what? Into the balance, into the abundance, into the plenitude, okay? This all comes together for you, and there is no separation, right? Because the thing is this is just where they were located. They didn't just stay there. They lived every day of the year. What? True to who they are. True to who you are. The 43, the man holding a coin. The one that doesn't just have to chase after something and follow the sun in order to have light or delight, because see the light casting in the front? This has to do with, let me find them. This has to do with you living and walking in your past. Remember the orbs coming about? These are the delights, the ideas, the desires fulfilled coming forward because they feel safe with you. They feel like they're in an environment where they can be received. Because I'm telling you, your soul song feels the way about life, the way you feel about life. And if you feel insecure, or you feel threatened, or you feel cheated, or whatever else, and that's the thing, those energies want to get inside of you, because then it can impact your inheritance. It can impact your plenitude. It can impact those things by self-limiting mindsets. That's that old nasty blot up in there, and they came to wash it out with the rainbow, put you through the rainbow wash, woo, woo, woo. Just like the old rainbow vacuum, it can suck anything up, and that is your Lifetime Achievement Award, because your life begins now. Life is not holding out on you, waiting for you to arrive or to get things right or to pass the test or whatever else. That's why they talk about graduating from Life University here, because you do away with the test and the trials and that type of thinking. It's being able to go into the experience and begin to make your adjustments as you learn and you grow. Then nothing is being withheld from you. The bounty is here. The power is in your hand. Look at that. And your focus is coming on in. And it doesn't have to carry quite this intensity. But this is the moment of like the spark that you go, oh, you mean I could have anything and everything I desire? I use desire because wants are never fulfilled. A want is a want. A desire is something that is coming from inside of you, just like the juice is inside the orange. Just like the oil is in the skin, it is you. That's why its desire is fulfilled. And that's why this provision is there. Look at the fields blossoming. If you like the fragrance of the flowers, that's what's there. If you like the field of the grain, that's what's there. If you like the greenness of spring, that's what's there. If you like hands to hold, that is what is there. The sunshine is there, sunrise, sunset. It's hard to tell all the colors which one it is. Whichever one you desire, that is what is there. This is the tipping point. And we don't have to tip it this way or that, because that goes into those scales and into Life University. Go through the center. Go through the gate of permission of yes, yes. I think that's worth investing myself in. I think it's important that I get plenty of rest. I think it's important that I eat well. I think it's important that what I speak is something that I want to hear spoken about me. I think it's important that I take time to reflect and digest on what I believe is coming my way, what I believe is my potential and is awakening right here. And that door to spirit flings open. Is like, oh, they're ready to listen to us. And that's when those orbs, let me dig them out in the temple pad, they start flying around like fireflies, because fireflies to me are like Spirit's version of the dandelion puffs, the little wishers, right? Okay. So this is interesting. The Mary L did not come out at all this time. It's like, oh, we got enough magic springing up around here. Now, if you're still here, you like something, so click that like button. It's a little vote for me, a vote for this channel. And it helps us rise on up to the top where other people can catch these fireflies and begin to focus on themselves and their business, because guess where they won't be? They'll be in their own business and not in yours with their opinions and things. And they begin to get on their joy train as well. And all of a sudden, there's room for everybody. Kind of like the Jetsons, all that flying and moving all about. I think that's why we haven't created flying crafts for us to use yet, because everybody be up in each other's way, smashing and crashing. They're like, when we begin to get this organized and get to ourselves, that whole new level opens up. All right. Just know I love you, and be looking out for that All Signs Read, the collective. It will say October and maybe beyond, because it goes all the way through January 27 and has a general overview of everyone, because we are the whole zodiac, the whole universe, right? And then it breaks it down to little pieces and parts and the bites, so that you can navigate and cruise through in the order and desire and way that really speaks to you. Okay, that's what we're about. Hey, I love you. Comments down below, compliment yourself, whatever else. Talk soon. Bye.